Yo, what up? What up? We're gonna get started in a little bit right now. I'm just kind of chilling right here. How are you guys doing? Let's see. Let me double check something real quick. Excited. We're back in town. All right, let me go ahead and put the mouse away now. Boom. What up? All right, guys. So check it out. We got this magazine preview night tonight, Monday. How's everybody doing? You know, we just got back from Acme. It's cold in here right now, rocking my sweater, with the hoodie on and everything, ready to roll. And also tonight, I'll be drinking this kombucha. Man, well, different brand, obviously. This is what, Glow Up? I don't know, but let's try it out. KC, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Paint Maverick, what up? What's up, man? Hope you get stick around for a while. I know you got to work tomorrow. Yeah, here, let me fix this right here like that. Bam. Leon, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, thank you guys. Let's check it out. We're back. Had a fantastic time. Very fun at the Acme Southern Nationals. Saw a lot of friends and stuff. And I'm gonna talk about that later on when I go live. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow or something. I really want to do a full recap of everything, from me leaving the house here, the journey, the experience, and the journey back, and also for those of you that might be curious about or motivated enough to want to go next year, I also want to go ahead and give you guys info and insight on that. I have been already posting the flyer that I got my hands on. Here it is. So that's going to be for next year. So same time, October 24th, week before Halloween right there. So you guys might want to mark your calendars and see what's up. What's up, Armando? So anyway, so we're going to get started. Yesterday, I feel like I got some good rest. So today I'm able to do the magazine preview right here. And this issue, we're getting close to coming to the end of the Lowrider and Scale magazine issues. There's not many left. What's up, Juan? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. Yeah, there's only this issue, one more, and then I got this other one that I'll talk about at the end of this. And that's pretty much it. That's all. I believe that's the end of the magazines that came out from Lowriding and Scale magazine. So this one here, this is June 2015. The top reads Cadillac Love with Jeremy Mathis. Full Custom 64 by Jesus Cardenas. The Ultimate Lowrider Build. World of Patterns, 100% pure eye candy. Back to the Bench, why so many are returning back to modeling. So this is January of 2015. The one I did last time was an issue that came out in 2012. So that's already 3 years later, and this comes out. It's a trip. How much time, it seems like a long time. I wonder if the time went by slow or what. But anyway, let's get into it right here. So in this one, it titles here, Keep the Hobby Alive, Back to the Bench, World of Patterns. And, that top picture here, we see a car there with the servos. It seems like next issue will explore the world of servos and hoppers and how they changed over the years tradition to more great builds, paint jobs, and man, look at that 1970 Impala right there too. It looks very clean right there. That's nice. So, right off the bat, this issue, what seems different to me is, the other one had like the ads, and it also had, words by the publisher. And now it, let's see. Oh, what? Let's see, Juan says, that's my 70. Damn, let's check it out. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, this is clean, man. We're gonna flip through it. Hopefully we're gonna get into that one right here. That's pretty cool. So this is 2015. And, this issue seems like a comeback after some years, and it's just going straight into business right here, straight into the magazine. So we got that 70s Impala right there. Nice work right there. And then The next model we have here is a 58 Impala wagon. It makes me think that this body is a Jimmy Flintstone body that, you know, you got the windows cut out, like the panel. It was more like a panel. It got cut out, turned into windows, which really works. It looks really good. This is David Garces, is no newcomer to high quality builds in this 58 wagon that started out as a sedan delivery from Pegasus Hobbies. Clearly proves the previous statement. He started by cutting the glass out and made his own glass. All right, there we go. Then he back door and hood were hinged. Also made a tub from a sedan. Interior covered it with felt foam biscuit patterns pressed in. There is a nice set of hydraulics in the rear along with amps as well. Let's see, let's get to the paint. Let's see, last but definitely not least is the flawless paint, which House of Color Cobalt Blue with Orion Silver Max base, foiled and clear to a ridiculous shine. And this wagon is ready for some serious cruising. Wagons has always had their own following, and for most. Man, yeah, this is nice. Let's check it out right here. Let's do a close up right here. Or here, maybe let's see what happens if I zoom in better. Let's see if we get a better shot. I'm just trying not to get glare. Oh, this is a lot better right here. Very clean stance with the cruiser skirts right there. Hey, what's up, guys? Mars Garage, what up? Red's Scrapyard. We're doing good, man. Just got back. You know, here in the chat, we got Armando Flores, Juana Mesqua, who were with me. We all traveled together. We all flew out to Atlanta, Georgia, and made our way to Cartersville to the Acme show. And we're back home now, resting and, you know, just kind of back into the groove of the routine of the things that we do. Let's see. Yeah, yesterday I made it a point to, you know, get some rest, went to sleep pretty early. So this way I'm able to do the magazine preview today, you know. But tomorrow I'm gonna come back and do like more of a recap of my experience of the show, so that should be cool. Oh, hey Mars, you know, I saw your comment. My bad, I'm not replying yet. You did ask the question regarding the Pomona show. Yes, I will definitely be there. Are you gonna be there? Because yeah, I already a long time ago I had posted and also kind of confirmed my table. I will be there vending. Right now I'm just trying to figure out, you know, obviously vend all morning, but at some point I think I'm gonna end the vending early, where I'm probably gonna put like a little sign or something that I'm gonna be done at this time or something, because I really want to record footage, content, and possibly go live. Hopefully I have good internet connection. So awesome, man. Yeah, if you come out, dude, like, you know, say what's up, let's link up. You know, I'll give you a shop card, you know, I'll bring you stickers and stuff like that too. I think it'd be awesome to meet you there. But yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely be there. I'll be there pretty early because I gotta set up that day. All right, so let's check out the next feature here, guys. All right, I'm gonna have to zoom back out a little bit. All right, right there. May get a good grip on this. Wow, there's a lot of gold here. But look at the patterns. See, things are starting to change right here. You know, and what I mean is just like the magazine itself, it's evolved. Like even the like the pages, everything. You know, it looks like a lot of work went into the magazine, even more right here. So let's see here. It says, "Love at first sight was the best way we can describe the 70 Monte Carlo, because we saw this car in a background pic and had to find out more about it. The owner and builder of the car is Gerald Tierney. And as soon as we contacted him, our first question was the paint. He informed us that it was paint by Art to Roll, or Art Roll, known to most as Art to Roll." Let's see. So we tracked Art down to find out more about the paint, and he was glad to fill us in. The paint job in this is all paint, no decals. Colors include silver flake base with root beer candy on top with gold leafing and tan striping. I'm all reading this wrong. Let's see. Man, that's cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with Art2 Roll. I have not met him. I remember back then when I was getting into the hoppers, he was selling parts, and I remember buying parts from him, getting in contact with him just to order some resin parts at that time. And let's see. Here's I still have some of them laying around here. Here's the front end right here. So yeah, Art2 Roll, he does paint 1-to-1 cars as well. And he's also a model builder. You know, a very long time, Armando has shown me photographs, even like some like video clips that have never been posted online, with him visiting, hanging out with Art2 Roll. This was many years ago. So a lot of people that paint and do lowriders, especially with models, know who he is, you know. And man, that's cool. That's cool right here. So yeah, this is a really nice spread of everything, showcasing the top, the sides, and everything there. And then there you see the pumps, the setup. Just getting on the zoom in right here. Right there. And then here we have the engine work and the interior. Here's the Monte Carlo right there. That's cool. Let's see. Francisco, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us right here. Let's see. Mars Garage. I've never been there. I just don't know how many cars to take yet. All right, on, man. Hey, how far are you driving out? Are you here in California, or are you coming in from out of town or out of state? Let's see. All right. The next car right here, look at another layout. You see the layouts are matching with the car that's being presented. Even the boxes that are outlined have a different like color hue that matches, you know. Let's see. On this one, it says, if you were into lowriding in the late 80s and early 90s, especially on the West Coast, you have seen more than your share of sidekicks and truckers. They were great canvas for many patterns, hydraulics, and deep dish wheels. So when we saw this one, we had to find out more. So we contacted Johnny, aka 408 Nut of San Jose. Oh, nice. So this one's from all the way from Northern California, San Jose, you know, close to the Santa Clara Convention Center, as many of you know, where the NNO West was being hosted back then. So this is an interesting front grille right there. Look at that. And then the pattern work right here too. Really clean. I wonder if any of you guys ever got to see this maybe at NNL West right there. I've never seen this car. This is the first time, you know, I'm looking at it right here with you guys. Check it out right there. So yeah, there's a Bay Area right here. That's cool. And let's see. Let's go ahead and read a little bit more. He's talking about next was to prime it and base it with using rattle can. He then laid out patterns and pinstripes. To keep time slot accurate, he went with the full custom 90s style interior and added old school 13s that stick out just like the ones did back in the day. Nice. Let's see what's going on over here. Hang on, guys. All right, and then let's see. It says, although many of us had these back in the day, for a lot of people, they would love to have another one and wish they never sold one if they had. We thank Johnny for building this and taking us back to a time when you could lowride whatever you had, even if it wasn't an Impala. And there's some photos right there of him working on it, doing the backmasking of the tape right there. This looks like Tamiya tape. I wonder. There's a body all right there. Let's see what Mars says right here. Oh, okay. Right on. Hesperia, the high desert. I'm about 2 hours away, I think. It's hot out there in the desert. Yeah, man. That's cool, man. Yeah, come out, come out. I've never been there to the city where you're at. Definitely come out. It's a like a one, maybe one and a half for me. Pomona, but most likely I'm not, I'm not gonna be hitting any traffic. It's gonna be early morning Sunday, not many cars, but still, you want to drive safe because even though there's not a lot of cars, there still could be one car that could, drive crazy, or you want to make sure your car is good too, like the tires and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But definitely, man, come out. Plus, aside from the model show, you could check out the NHRA museum. They have a lot of memorabilia, vehicles, and like in their collection and stuff. So I think that would be pretty dope to even check out that stuff right there. And anybody who's in California that's out of town and is thinking about going, try to come out. I understand if you can't, either, if you can't, but if you could, if the opportunity's there, take it, do it up. All right. The next section here we have Cadical 1000. It's almost like what, like using the word radical, but the K, it's being replaced right there. Let's see, Wildly Woods Museum. No, this was the NHRA museum. They're in Pomona. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Wally Woods. I'll watch it be the same. Yeah, I'm not familiar because I've never heard anybody mention that to me. Let's see. So the Cadical 100 in 2012, we sponsored what we called the $100 build off, and this car known as Cadical 100, built by David Champion. What? David Champion. Wait, let's see. Let's highlight this. I have never seen this car. So we were just with David Champion over the weekend. We got to meet up with them on Friday and hang out Friday and Saturday. And then, we all headed out. But what a trip. I'm like reading his feature right now. And we were just with them over the weekend. That's crazy. Yeah, we hung out. We went to the Acme secret after party, and then we also went to hang out at the show and whatnot. So that's cool. Let's see. All right, so let's see. It says here, built by David Champion, was the winner when we saw early pics of this build. Although we were very impressed, we wasn't sure if he would finish on time, but David quickly corrected us by putting in a ridiculous amount of work on this build and really knocked this out of the park. Damn, that's crazy. Let's check this out right here. Boom. Look at the back right there. That's pretty cool. Then we got this one right here. Look at the front. So you got the hood opening and then it flips open. So it's like double hinge right there. Radical doors. Got the wheels. But even the back, when it opens up, it even folds back. So it's like you got a double treatment right there. You can see it more right here. Look at that. That's pretty crazy. And then the doors, they're cut small right there. That's cool. And then it says, the bed of the Caddy is also covered with red velvet and gold mirror treatment. Oh, here it is all closed up right there. And then here we have another angle of it opened up with the Cadillac emblem right there, right in the engine, top of the engine right there. That's crazy. Man, shout outs to David Champion right here participating, and he ended up winning this $100 build off. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Red Scrap here says he started the NHRA Wally Parks, not Woods. Oh, okay. Says, dude, I just checked the profile you sent me. Mean Machine, crazy cool wheels. Oh, from that on Instagram, Casey. Let's see. Yeah, that one, man, it does have a lot of wheels. Let's see. The next one here. What do we got here? It says US Mini US Mint. Oh no, wait, US Mint. Man, why did I think that was an I and it's a T? I think because of probably the background threw me off right there. Oh yeah, man, that dude has a lot of wheels, bro, on that IG page. That's crazy. I just came across it too. Let's see. All right. So, what do we got here? Oh, look at this. I just noticed this. This is a trip. So on the dash, he has one of those paddle boards. What the hell? Like spank fools or what? Damn, the club paddle board. It's crazy. So here we have. Damn, they even added these effects. It's like some bling right there. Trend 68. And then this 1964 Chevrolet Impala built by Tony Franklin, aka Trend 68, is one of the best Impalas I've ever seen. The details are absolutely amazing, to say the least. For those not familiar with Trend, he is one of the best all-around builders around, and if you think he only builds lowriders, then you're dead wrong. Trend builds factory stock to the level of detail as well. For many builders, laying out a good set of decals in a job that itself. However, Trend steps it up a notch by laying straight paint with the tedious task of masking the entire car several times. However, having done this on a full-size car, I personally can tell you it's a lot of work and even more work on the 124 or 125th scale car. Crazy. All right, so let's look at the top. You know, we see the layout of the patterns, some fades. Everything looks pretty clean right there. Got some light tones and also some darker tones. And then the under the belly right there. We also got some patterns in the rear as well. And then we also have everything looks chromed out too. I wonder if that was chrome plated. It might have been chrome plated, or maybe you know, this is a 64. I'm trying to think if there was anything that was sold that was chrome plated back then at that time. I can't remember right now, but it does look really clean. And, you know, I've been noticing more and more on some of these articles when I'm reading them real quick. They keep mentioning about that it's not decals, that it's painted. And it just makes me wonder if during that time there was a lot of models that were being presented at shows or even just online that maybe they were using decals with pattern work and stuff, and they weren't using any like they weren't painting them. Maybe they'd paint the base, but then later they'd start laying down the you know, the decals on there and just clearing it and making it work. You know, I wonder if that was happening, because they keep mentioning it over and over. And I noticed on some of the backish, like at the end, see, like this one doesn't have it, but the other ones, they were selling decals too, like pattern stuff. So let's see here. But yeah, this is nice. I mean, this is 2015 right here. You know, I mean, a car like this I think it would still hold up now. You know, he even has his own plate. It says Trend right there. See, let me zoom in. You can kind of see it right there on the window. Trend. That's cool. But yeah, look at that. The close-up, the nice layout, the presentation. And then here we have this one right here. See, like this photo right here of the wire wheels, it takes me back to looking at magazines back in the day, wondering, oh, how do they do that? You know, because it looks like some real wire wheels right there. And then the wheel turning, I mean, it almost looks a little exaggerated. Like, I don't know if that's the way it really looks if you're doing like a U-turn. But maybe, I don't know, if it would have been straight, would have been pretty dope. But other than that, I mean, the car overall looks pretty flawless right there. That's dope. Then I like on the window, it has Trend. I know, right? Yeah, these wheels now would be like printed right there. Let's see here. Seymour says, back in the 90s, I would use the 62 chassis for the suspension details. Do they have a better way now? No, I think a lot of people are using, like the Revell 64. It does come separate on there, and what was it? I think when I remember when I was building my Cadillac, that Revell Lowrider Cadillac, even that the 67 Impala chassis is really universal, that you could even use that with that. And I've never used the 62, but I feel like it's also compatible with like the Catalina and a bunch of different ones. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Steve Courtney, what's up, dude? How you doing? Hey, man, I don't know if you saw my other videos, but I want to tell you thank you, man. I did a video on an unboxing on the pinstriping book you sent me and the pages, and also your shop cards, man. Thank you very much. I've been sending those out. I sent some out today as well. Let's see. Paint Maverick, you can the decal out with the hobby knife and then use it as a stencil to paint. You can lightly spray 3M spray adhesive so it sticks. Spray and peel. Let me see. And then that's trans decals. Hey, Steve. So back then, during that time, was there a lot of people using trans decals? Because I remember seeing some ads like at the end of the mag, and there's mentions like, oh no, this was straight painted, or stuff like that. I just want to know if how that was back then. If back in that time, if it was active, like a lot of people buying decals and using them. Let's see. Oh, Models by Ronnie. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm just scrolling down here in the chat. We also have a Cube Jam F1. Let's see. So Models by Ronnie says another issue of Lowrider and Scale magazine. Nice. And then Cube Jam F1. Always amazed when I see cars like this. Defo something only seen in the Americas. And then Reds Scrapyard. Use it like frisket paper. And let's see. Models by Ronnie. Trent painted all his graphics with rattle cans. Dang, with rattle cans. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never attempted to do patterns with the rattle can, like, ever. I always feel that, I don't know, like right now, like if I was curious, like, let's try it. I try it, but I kind of already know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna lay out my tape, and I'm probably gonna, when I spray, I might lay it too heavy, even if it's 2 or 3 coats. That when I remove that tape, it's gonna like build up, and at some point it's just like gonna peel. But man, that's crazy that he did it with rattle cans right there. I mean, I feel now, if you buy like the House of Color cans, or even like the ones Tropical Glit sells, anything that's urethane or paint huffer that they put in a can, I could see like you could primer it and then lay down a base. But to me, it's more like the pattern work, That's where I feel like, man, am I gonna like lay it out too much, like too heavy? That's kind of what I'm thinking about right there. But man, that's a trip. Katie Customs, what's up? What's up, man? Thank you for joining. Courtney, let's see. Steve says, yeah, people were using them and saying it was paint. Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. And then Red Scrapyard, I was commenting on the decal film thing with Paint Maverick. All right, let's see. Hopefully Paint Maverick's still here. If you are, Javi, let us know. Keep us posted. All right, cool. Let's see. Hot Rod Scalato, what's up? What up? Yeah, man. Let's see. Happy Monday/Tuesday. I love these look backs at the model car literature. All right, so here we have this article right here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to tilt this because it has a lot of glare from the lighting right there. This one's called Royal Flush. Let's see. This one reads, sometimes tragedy inspires us to greatness in a strange kind of way. This 64 is one of those deals for Jesus Cardenas. The build had already begun and was already painted, but not complete. However, 2 weeks after it was painted, tragedy struck when his cousin Victor Fuentes was killed by a police officer. As fate would have it, Victor's casket was candy red, and once Jesus saw it, he knew he had to finish to build it in Victor's memory. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in on this, and let's take a look at this tribute build right here, and we'll start with this one here. So here you can see the open door there, and the door jambs. That's pretty nice. Looks very clean, even right here with the door closed. And it's a trip because, you know, a lot of the times, let's say you don't open your doors in your cars and you add like panel line to get that depth. And I mean, obviously these doors open, but you could see it there with it closed. And then check out the wire wheels right here. They look really nice, those wire wheels right there. And then this view, this is a nice angle right here. You get to see another angle of the door filled in as well. And then the rear trunk open. And we also see some engraving right there on the rear window. The patterns running from the hood to the roof and then down to the back and also the sides. Check out the engine detail right here as well. All wired up. You can see the battery as well, the distributor, fuel lines. Even the hydraulic lines right there. You know, I'm thinking, let's see, I don't know if Armando's still on, but I would want to ask him. I have a feeling these are the Herb Deek wheels, because, you know, I was over the weekend when we were in Acme in Atlanta, we were talking about that when we were, you know, on the commute headed there to Cartersville, and that was one of the conversations we were talking about wheels, because I was asking him, you know, what's your recommendations for wheels from Gavin that I should get for like a 64 Impala, you know, that I want to do with wire wheels, and also for like my Hudson Hornet. And, you know, at some point we were talking about the Herb Deek wheels, that was something that was being sold like back then, and, you know, people were using that. And, you know, obviously now, you know, we're pretty spoiled now. We have a lot of options. Even Gavin has his own wire wheels that are photo etched. So I have a feeling, I mean, by looking at this, like, let's see how close we can get to the wheel there. I mean, those spokes, look, the way those spokes look, that looks like photo etched to me. But I don't know, makes me think, makes me wonder. But that would be my closest hint for this time right here, because nothing, obviously 3D printing wasn't even a thought at this time. And casting them, I mean, you could cast them, but then you would have to get them chrome plated. That would probably be another option right there. But who knows? But I'll try to find out. I'll try to ask for that era, you know, or I don't know if any of you guys on here in the chat might know. So then here we see another picture of the back right here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. It says, I think we found it. I think these were Jerry's wheels. So it says, let's see. So it's talking about the engraving, and it says, all this on a set of 13s by Jerry's, and clear to see that not a single detail. Oh, there you go. Man, why didn't I say Jerry's? That's crazy. Well, obviously, I mean, he was also doing wheels for a long period of time. But yep, there it is. Yeah, awesome work right there from Jerry's. And so this one, I believe it's called Royal Flush, the car. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Armando. On the article, it says Jerry's wheels. And this is 2015 when this came out. Check them out right there. And then here, I'll show you guys real quick where it says it. Right here. You can see his name right there, Jerry's. 13s on this 64 Impala. All right. Next, oh, and then here's the bottom, the belly. You see the belly, bottom chassis. Everything's chromed out right there with patterns as well, and also some engraving right here in this part. And then I believe that's his cousin right there. And oh, even the front grille. That's cool. All right, let's get to the next article. This is Derek Carling. All in green right here. We see a 62 Impala. Let's see. Browsing through social media, we came across a great painter and builder named Derek Carling, who built this 562 Chevy we have here. Let me see. And then again, it says, here is a paint job that is all a single decal. Dang. Dang, that's crazy. Hey, but that's cool though. He's saying it because, you know, it's like what Steve was saying earlier. Back then, people were like, I guess saying, yo, I painted it. And probably showing, they probably would take the picture from far away, you know? Let's see. So that's a trip. Multiple shades, green. It's painted to match. Yeah, this is a pretty nice one. So on this one, let's see. Armando in the comments says, or let's see, Red Scrapper says, Spotlight has a plating service. And then Katie Customs, the Phantom Grill is crazy. Looks good. Yeah, I agree. Armando Flores says, Jerry's did two-tone too. Oh, here, I was going to show you this, Armando. Oh, hold on. How do I do this? How do I jump out of this? Oh, I can't. All right, go back. Oh, no. All right, live chat. All right, here we go. Check it out, Armando. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway. All right, so we got the two. Sorry, guys. I'm like clicking away over here. I'm trying to get myself back into the chat right here. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's see. Let's go to the next one. Cadillac Love. Cadillac Love. Here. I feel like I moved too fast. So look at the pattern work right there. You see the green. Looks like green and like some lime green right there. Yeah, I'm surprised. This only got 3 picks. It didn't get that many. And even this one's just the one. Or wait, no. Is this a spread? All right. This one says Cadillac Love by Jeremy Mathis, a.k.a. 8 Ball. 8 Ball? I would have to say my love for Cadillac started when I was just a little dude. My neighborhood was filled with DeVilles, Seville's, Eldorados, and last but not least, Fleetwoods. Man, yeah, I'm surprised they've never produced this into a model, like an official model, right there. Oh, damn, the hopper. Look at that. You should recognize that one right there. It's a classic photo right there. All right. Here we go. So on this one, damn, they extended that thing. Because look at down here. Yeah, who was the one who told me? I don't know if was it you, Juan? Somebody told me, or maybe Dennis Matthews mentioned to me that it was like a Cadillac that was a limo and got cut. And then they cut it down into the Fleetwood like for a 4-door as opposed to it being a limo. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm pretty sure this would be a popular model if it was being made, you know. But then again, there might already be people producing this as well. Crazy. All right, let's go to the next page right here. All right. Ooh, we got Ghetto Soul 61. There are times when a good, clean build is all that is needed without candy paint, patterns, and all types of airbrushing. And this is one of those builds. Will Pettis built this extra clean 61 named Ghetto Soul 61 and wanted to change things up a bit when he went with the engine from Grand National. Man, look at that. So this one's you see the plaque right there, the MCBA plaque. You got the pump setup in the back, speakers lined up, and it's all standing up in all fours right there. It looks very clean. Even the antennas, everything just looks so clean on this car. The backdrop makes the car pop for sure. That red or like kind of maroonish kind of backdrop. But yeah, this is nice. This is, again, Will Pettis right here. I don't know if you guys know him, but shout outs to him. That's really nice. Ooh, look at this one right here. Back to Life. So it says Tonio 7 builds some of the cleanest models around. Case in point, in this 1970 Grand Prix with the 69 grill, which he received in pretty poor shape. It's always easier to start with a fresh kit, but sometimes a fresh kit is not an option. Dang, let's see. Let's check it out right here. Here you have it, unbuilt, unpainted. The transformation, it got a makeover from that to this. Yeah, this is beautiful. And on this side, we have the, what is it, nail polish. Let's see. It says Tonio reworked the entire car, laid out a very clean paint job using nail polish and accenting it with a black vinyl top, two-toning the hood, giving this car a completely new look. Yeah, you know, I've never painted a car with nail polish. I don't know. Let me know, guys, how your experience was if you have ever done that. Right there. It's just interesting, you know, back then I would see some cars and, you know, I would ask like, hey, what kind of paint is that? And they would tell me, oh, nail polish. And I was like, oh, wow. I never thought about it or anything because I was doing just rattle cans, like those Boyd, then the Tamiya rattle cans. And then right after that, when I was starting to get into airbrushing, the first paints on airbrush was just the House of Color paint. And I kind of just stuck to that right there. And I just do both, you know, but I've never done the nail polish. Like if I need I don't know if I need to reduce it or, you know, how it is. I would assume I would probably need like lacquer thinner to reduce it down to be able to shoot it. But let's see. Red Scrapyard says, I shoot a lot of nail polish. The colors are usually transparent. Okay. So it's almost like it reminds me kind of like candy then. Like when you have to layer multiple layers to get it, you know, its true color to like come out and pop. Bam. Ooh, here we go. The 70 Impalas right here. Let's get it ready. You know, hold on. Let me take a sip of my drink real quick before we get started. Here, let me check something real quick on my phone. Boom, boom. Oh, wait, what's going on? But all right, cool. Here we go. All right. Okay, so thin it at least 101 with lacquer thinner. All right, cool. Yeah, I heard you do 50-50, get it thin. Oh, nice. Thank you for that info. And also, one last question is, what do you use to clear over? And we'll get into that when I come back from this. All right, so we have 70s Impala patterned out. Oh, damn. All right, here we go. In keeping with this issue theme of the world of patterns, we dip back into the past. A past 70 Impala built off by Down to Scale. And in case you didn't know, these guys are some of the best, period. We were fortunate to catch with 3 of the members and inquire about the contribution of the build-off. Willie Ramirez Jr. built his 70 with a tilted front end, chopped Hollywood top, custom center console with matching door panels, 4 buckets out of the Chisholm kit, and a photo etched steering wheel. The paint work is all House of Color using candy red, brandywine, and persimmon with a gold base and completely patterned out. The engine is out of a 57 Chevy, and the car lays on a set of Astro Supremes. And then we have Oscar Luna cut a moon roof, then painted his white. First, then the car was painted with various shades of pink and purple pearls and pink flakes. He also used his own stencils to fine line tape to create the patterns. He then buried everything in several coats of urethane clear for the right shine, then pinstripe the car himself. Excellent color choice as the different shades blend together very well. Juan Amezcua. What? Juan's right here in the chat. What up, Juan? It says Juan Amezcua built his pretty much out of box, but this ain't your typical box art build. He took black as the main color, then incorporated root beer, Orion silver, cobalt blue, and burgundy into the paint scheme for a very unique paint job that turns heads once the car is put on the table. We here at Lowrider in Scale Magazine want to thank the 3 of you. All right, so let's check it out. So I just read the article. That one right there on the top, that's Juan Amezcua's 70 Impala. And then this one next is the one from Willie Ramirez Jr. And then the last one here is the one from Oscar Luna. Check it out. Members of Down to Scale. Right on. And then this next one, let's move on to the next one here. Oh, let's see. The comments, it says, and Mars says, and it's good for candy colors, red, scrapyard. Some polishes are thicker, and you can get base boat flake too. Oh, what? Nice. All right. Let's see. And then we got, damn, we're getting to the end right here. We're getting close. So it says, Tavarius Harrison, a.k.a. Big T, and president of Shawtic MCC, or Scotic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry, but it's right here. You guys let me know. Built this Revolt 65 Impala, which belongs to Chris Salinas, who is a fellow club member. They were talking one day, and he offered to build him a hopper for free. Dang, for free. Let's see. Katie Customs. What silver base do you guys like to use before you lay out your tape lines? Let's see. All right, I'll start. I guess for me, I mean, I've used silver a lot. But then again, it just depends, I guess, the look you're going for. Because obviously, like if you want to do a candy, a silver is a very to go to. But then again, there's also other, you could get different tones from different bases, whether it's a metallic or non-metallic, you know. So I like to, right now, currently I've been doing a lot of just solid black base and then just working it from there, layering like another, maybe like pearl over that. And then after that, candy, you know. You could kind of tell when you look at a paint job if it was straight candy over silver, or even with pearl. It might be a little hard to kind of tell right there. But if I'm not rocking with silver, then I'm gonna probably be rocking with a solid black or a solid white base. Those are gonna be the two go-tos right there for the most part. But obviously, if you're trying to go with like trying to build like a yellow or orange car, then you know you can always try to rock a base that's closest to that color, and then add effects over that. But I mean, there's so many directions you can go. There's not one's right or one's better than the other. It's just you have to kind of, roll with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's rare like this right here to see like these like skirts on a 65, and they look big. Like the skirts, it's just because of the wheel well looks big, and I almost feel like this is when the body was changing. This is when the body was looking more of a super sport right there. Let's see. Steve says, I use Orion Silver, then Flake with micro and a 0.4 mix. Reds. Scrapyard, the AMT64 Riviera is a rare piece. And Armando Flores, silver for me. So yeah, it's a nice 65 right there. And then let's see this one down here. Here we have a 1964 Buick Riviera built by Michael Kendall. Is a 1960s AMT original screw chassis with the metal axles. It was on and off build for about 3 months. Then the color duplicate bright aqua metallic. The wheels are Pegasus Souvenir Chrome. I got this car from my dad, James Kendall, a fellow modeler for restoration project. Then he was completely torn down and built from the ground up. Man, yeah, this is nice. It looks really clean right there. Even the background, everything looks like a real car right there. Let's see. Oh, right on, man. I'm trying. See, Katie Custom says, I'm trying a silver right now on a 57. Nice. Yeah, so this one never came back then. It was only issued once. Crazy. Let's see here. All right, this is the last article right here. It says, built for a good cause. The only thing better than a great build is a great build built for a good cause. One such build is fully detailed Cadillac. This was a build as a collaboration between 4 builders, Francisco Pancho Baron, Mike Mathers, Eric McHugh, and Darren Ottman. The flawless paint job in this work of Pancho, which includes multi-layers patterns, fades, and hand-masked fingerprints. No decals were used in the build. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it came out really clean. I've seen. I feel like I saw this. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think I saw this one at Cadillac Fest when Pancho came out. Right there. It looks familiar, but I know I've seen it before, like in pictures and stuff. But yeah, this is a beautiful Cadillac right here. See, even the back looks lifted right there, and then right here it's just like all the way down. Then you got the trunk open, doors open, hood. Yeah, this is a really nice paint job right here. Steve, I have a question for you regarding the flake. So let's say you your whole body is silver, and then like how you're saying, like to make it dance, when you're spraying your flake, are you doing full coverage of flake, or do you do maybe like a couple passes just so the flake, when it lands, it's a bit more spread out? And then, let's say you clear or you candy it, then you clear coat it. And when you move it around, like the flake's going to be dancing around? Or are you more just like going to the approach of like doing lots of passes of flake in order to get full coverage where it's just massive amounts of flake, where it even covers the base pretty much? You don't see any of the base itself. Yeah, let me know. All right, guys. So that was the end right there. But here's the thing. This page right here, right? It says, from the publishers of Lowrider Skull Magazine, Built Model Car Magazine, Hunt for Resin, and it has all these, right? So then, let's see. So right here, and then up here it says January 2015 premiere issue. And then right here it says January 2015. So I do have this issue. I did, but I believe they only released one. Only one came out. So I think I I have one more of these, which is the final one, and then once I'm finished with that one, it jumps right into. It's gonna be jumping into this right here, this issue, and so right here in the back, let's go ahead and look at the back. This is Original Detail Junkies. So this is an ad by Detail Junkies. Check it out right there. David Bayon. We had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago. He was on the podcast. We had him on, and yeah, it's a trip. You know, David's been around for a long time. He's been doing lots of photo etch and just a lot of various things for model builds and stuff like that. And you know, a lot of the parts he's produced has helped a lot of like modelers in their builds right there. And you know, he did talk about getting back into doing some more stuff. There's just a lot on his plate right now. He's doing a lot of shows and presentations, collaborations, and not just model building. He's also doing like figures and stuff. So there's just a lot of stuff that he's doing. And you know, when you're into so many different projects, hobbies, and businesses and stuff, it's really hard to stop like all those things to just focus on the one. It's like you got to do a little bit of everything at a time. I know he's building again. Like he posted about like a build that he's doing. So maybe in the future we're going to get to see some newer stuff coming out. If not this year, probably next year right there. You know, I would definitely like to do something like with him, like some photo etch stuff for sure. But yeah, you know, shout outs to everybody that participated in this magazine, you know, the publisher, the writers, you know, everybody involved in this, because yeah, it's hard. It's hard to put out magazines and do all of that kind of stuff, you know. It takes a lot of work, energy, all that stuff, man. It's kind of crazy right there. But yeah, so let me show you guys real quick the flyer. Let me pull it up right here. Boom. There you go. Here, let me move this right here. Look. So next year, this is the Southern Nationals, the Acme show going down next year. And I kind of just want to start plugging it in once in a while. I'll put it in here that way you guys could see what's to come next year. I mean, we had a great time. We had a blast. And if everything lines up right for us, and by next year, you know, like around the time of June, I would like to kind of finalize and make that decision is if I'm going or not. It's hard to say right now, you know. I definitely would love to go right now, like to say like I'm going, right? But I don't want to make it too official because anything that happen, things could come up, you know. And I just want to make sure by then, you know, this way it gives me enough time to book my flight, book my hotel and stuff like that. Start making those arrangements, you know, to be able to go to that right there, because it was a really fun experience. And you know, later I'm gonna be talking about that in a future video. Let's see here. All right, hang on guys, I'm gonna show you guys something right now. So let me take this off of the screen right here. Oh wait, didn't do it. All right, let me put this away. Let me grab something real quick. Let me get this set up. All right, so check it out. Look what's in front of me. Look at what I got in my hands right here, guys. Trip out. Look at these right here. Look at these beauties. Cartooned. I know I talked about this in other streams and stuff. And, you know, I want to give a big thank you and a shout out to Dennis Matthews and Juan Amezcua. They hooked me up with this cartooned stuff right here. It's crazy. Like, I went from not having anything to bam, now I have these. So when we were out there in Acme, you know, we were staying in the same hotel as Dennis Matthews, and he ended up surprising me and hooking me up with these two right here. And let me show you the first one. So let's start with this one here, the 64 Chevy Impala right there. Super cool. Series 1. And you can see right here, it even says Lowriders Boulevard right there. The 64 with the wire wheels and the patterns right there. Here, let's turn this around. Pretty neat. Look at the front. That's crazy. And then let's see the back. So these are all the cars that were in this series right here. I mean, I'm pretty sure these are probably pretty hard to find. I have not seen them in stores or anything, you know. So he gave me this one, and then he also gave me this one here. This is the cartoon JDM, also a Series 1, an 85 Toyota Corolla right there. And even this under the sun, I mean, you can see the flake in there, or the metallic. It's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. They're also doing the JDM stuff because, I mean, I really dig all that stuff. And then here's a close-up there of the back. There's some more Toyotas, a lot of more JDM stuff right there. And then, so later on in the day, you know, we were hanging out, and during the show, the guys went out to the store, and they ended up picking up some more of these out there. And when Dennis, he came back, he surprised me with this. Another surprise, like after, because he saw it, and he was like, yo, you need to have this. This is the cartooned custom Series 2, number 1. Another 64 Impala right there. And there you see it, but with the big wheels. And look at the back right there. Dang, even right here, you see the Chevy Camaro right there. And these are nice. And then the last one, this one was gifted to me by Juan Amezcua, which he was just in the magazine that we did on the magazine preview. And, you know, he were out there. So he picked this up at the store. And, you know, we were talking, and I was telling him, like, he showed me what he got. And I was like, yo, that one's dope. Like, this is so cool. This is the Lowrider one. So this is Series 2, number 4. And I asked him if they had any more, you know, because this thing looks amazing. It looks so dope. And even the sign again, Lowrider Boulevards, and it's all patterned out and everything, you know. And he's like, here, you can have it. And I'm like, nah, it's all good, dude. This is yours. He's like, no, you can take it. Take it. He's like, take it. And I was like, all right, all right. So I took it. And I'm like, dude, thank you. And he has the wire wheels. And this is a really dope piece right here. And look at the back. Look at that right there. That is so cool. So obviously you can see that 64. Then we got this one here. So I pretty much got 2 of them of this series right here. So if I come across the 57 Bel Air, definitely picking that up right there. Even like the Chevy pickup looks dope. I don't know. These all look pretty cool. They all look pretty cool to me. You know, it's a really interesting, neat thing right here that's been coming out. But yeah, I finally got my hands on these right here. You know, these are cool. Look at that. The Lowrider edition right there. I mean, I could hang them up. I don't think I'm going to be opening them. You know, I'll most likely keep these packaged as how they are. I'm really digging the way they look right there, you know. So we're going to see what's up. Let's see later. If I come across more, I'll definitely showcase them here. It's something that I really want to show you guys. You know, maybe this is something you guys might even get into. I don't know. You know, Juan did take 2 of these out that he customized. He took them apart. He repainted them, patterned them out, and he took them out to the Acme Southern Nationals. And you know what? I don't know. I kind of would like to say, I wonder if those 2 cars that Juan took are actually the first ones ever presented at an Acme show. Because there was a lot of, obviously 124, 125th, 116th, 112th, and man, was it 110th? There was all these different scales. There was also 143, 132, or maybe not 143, maybe 148 and 132. But then there was these that he brought out that he customized, and even like the small bug that was like a Hot Wheel one that he did, right? And he put them right there. So I wonder if those were actually the first ones, dude, that people saw. You know, because these weren't around. I don't think these were around last year. You know, this is a product that came out. I want to say like earlier this year of 2025. You know, I'll have to confirm that with Juan. I'm gonna talk to him later, and I'm gonna ask him, and I'm also gonna reach out to Armando and be like, hey, you know, not easy, but like, is it good to say that, yo, these are the first ones that Juan busted out at the show? I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to me right there. But thank you, Juan. Thank you for hooking me up with these cars right here, and also to you, Matthew Dennis, for hooking it up, man. That's so awesome. It's crazy. This one's lifted from the back, and this one's like slammed from the back right there. What a trip. All right, let me set these over here. But yeah, here's a flyer right here. I have it all in hand. I had to like, you know, scan this in order to show you guys the magazine right there. And let's see. Oh, Juan, what up? Let's see. He says both the 64 and the Bug got photo shots on them. Oh, dang. Hey, Juan, question for you regarding the cartoon. Did these start dropping, like, were they officially released this year in 2025, or were they released sometime in 2024? That's the first question I kind of want to know, is when did these hit the market? Because I don't know, I get the feeling it must have been this year that they came out. Let me so that's my question to you right there. Hopefully you can answer that right there. Let's see. Let me go back to the chat. So Mars took off. Mars Garage later on. Good night. And then, oh, all right. So Juan says they've been out for 2 years. Dang. So I'm on the late train then. All right. So right now, currently, Juan, Series 2 is what currently is out right now. I know recently you were at the Hot Wheels show, and they did this big announcement, and they showed what was going to be coming out later. I think you said something around December. Is that Series 3 that they announced that's coming out in December later this year? Because, man, Series 1, if I have... Oh, this is the JDM Series 1. Wait, I'm getting confused. All right, now I got it. So it's almost like if I really wanted to complete, I need to complete this right here. All the ones that are in here, which is... So I only have 1 out of 8. And this one I have 2 out of 8. So if I wanted to complete, I could probably find these now. And then if there's any peg warmers or whatever like left over, then from Series 1. And then Juan says in the chat, they are coming out with some badass castings in December. Dang. All right. Cool. You know, like, I love the way these look. You know, I would keep these. If I would find another one, then I'd open it, take it apart, strip it, and repaint it if I find a second one. One of the cool things Juan said is that in the bottom, you know, I can't really see it from here. I don't know if you guys can. No, you can't really see it. He said that you could unscrew it. They make it very easy that you could just unscrew, take apart, and, you know, you could paint over or strip it. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty crazy right there. But I'm digging this right here. I did a video, guys, earlier today, and I posted some of the stickers and flyers and things that I got from the show. Let me grab those so I can show you guys real quick. Bam. All right, so I kept them in this little plastic baggie right here. Bam. This is all all the little things I brought back from the show. So this is a new Masterpieces sticker that I got there from Armando. The ones he's given me that I have, it's more of the like the letters instead of white, they're in chrome. So this is a nice one right here. I'm gonna start setting these all up here. There we go, right there, better. And then we have this one here, another sticker. The Modeling Insanity presents Model Car Mania podcast right there. If you guys want to look this up on any of your, podcast, which I'm pretty sure they're across all the podcast platforms. But this is another one you might want to check out right there and tune in. And then also my friend Scott, he is close to that area. I believe he's in South Carolina, I want to say. But Scott has helped me learn, how to polish my builds after clear coating them. And he walked me through the process, and I got a lot of results. So thank you, and props to him. And it's crazy because I chatted with him for a little bit because he was busy, and he also won an award. So congratulations to him. And I told him, hey, man, you know what? It's funny is I don't even have one of your stickers. That's something I'm missing. So can I have one? Because he had them there and he gave me one. So this is a Scott's Scale Builds. Yeah, he's a high quality builder. Very clean stuff. If you're looking for some very clean work that looks very realistic, check him out right there. Then we also got this Jeffries sticker right here. Ooh, look at that. Some special effects right there. Then this right here, we have the Arturake Scale Automotive Art with Attitude. There's a sticker right there. And then we also have a YouTube sticker right here, Model Car Videos, MCV Products, Bring Your Model to Life. There's a website, mcvproducts.net. So yeah, I did a video on all these that I got in earlier right here. Throttle Power, all about the throttle. So if you guys haven't, check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of content going to shows, and also he builds as well, and visiting like hobby stores and stuff like that. So, and also one-on-one scale stuff he attends. And then I got to meet this artist, modeler, medalist, Scale Autos. He was out there in attendance. He was vending, but also managed to get this sticker from him right there. Well, he actually had it displayed with his models, So I saw it and I was like taking pictures of his car. He laid out a bunch. So I was like, I got to take one. I was like, hey, if somebody tells you something, I'll be like, hey, I know that guy. All right. Then here we have this sticker here, Tropical Glitz right there. Looks very like 70s kind of retro style sticker. And then we have True 13 Lowrider wheels from Jeffries. Some more trippiness right there. It's a pretty big sticker. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I'm joking. But let's see here. We got this next one. Model Cars Magazine. Build more cars. Check out their website right here. I'll put it down here. And then now it's on to the business cards. So I snagged up all these business cards right here. We got Model Car Garage right there. Pretty cool business card. They had a really amazing setup there. A lot of cool things. You guys could also always check out their websites right there. And then also came back home with this little card right here. Model Roundup was in full effect right there. They sell lots of model kits. They were there in action. Then there's this one. Wall-to-wall hobby, scale models. Splash paints. Check them out right there. I really like the font on that tag. Splashpaints.com. And then we also got some more info right here. And let's see here. Let's see what else. Let me start with the, because these are the stores. These are like the hobby stores. I don't know how far or close these are to your areas or what, but I'm just showing you guys these because this might be in your backyard, you know? See, where's it? Oh, wait, there's more info here. There. This is in Greensburg, PA. Then we got, oh, okay. I think we're getting into the YouTube channels now. So check out these YouTube channels right here. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to their YouTube channels. Support them. Tell them I sent you. Here's another one. Right there. So all these people were here at the show. Some of them I got to meet. Some I didn't. And hopefully in the future I'll get to meet them. But yeah, these are their YouTube channels. Check them out. There's their Instagram right there. Yeah, this guy had some dope stuff right here. Extremist Models 2019. Dope. And then here's another one of the Arturake. So these are all the shop cards right here. Bam. So yeah, this is just some stuff I brought home from there. I'm gonna do a later, like a separate video regarding the models that I brought home. I brought home, I think, like 5 model kits I brought home with me, and I did post a short on the 58 Impala that I bought. And it's funny because someone just recently commented on there saying like, oh, an empty box. So I didn't reply to the comment yet, but because I haven't done the video yet, you know. But later, once the video's done, then I'll reply like, yo, you know, when you get a chance, please check out the video, you know. So yeah, we're going to kind of go from there. I'll let you guys know. Let me jump back on here. Let's see on the chat. Let's see. Red Scrapper says, anyways, it's past midnight in Minnesota. Dang, you're all the way out there. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us, dude. And Juan says, I think they are on series 4 or 6. Dang, I'm late in the game, bro. I need to catch up. And then Slowly Models, man, I got one of the Monty's shop cards like 5-6 years ago. Awesome to see he's still handing them out. All right on, dude. And let's see what else. On the next one, Steve. There it is, dude. Man, I should have got another one for you, bro. Look at that. Monty Davis 60. Now I got you, bro. I'll hook you up. And then Steve Courtney says, Auto Models LLC is great. John and his wife are great people. Oh, that's nice. Here, let's highlight them again. Bam. Steve knows them. Boom. Let's plug them in. Good people. Let's plug them in. Boom. You know, I really like their the logo. It's very like with the models and the 2 little bottles. It's like very vintage kind of look, you know. I think it's pretty dope. What up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. We're almost getting. We're gonna be wrapping it up soon, guys. I'm gonna be taking off. You know, yesterday I went to sleep like at 8 p.m. You know, I got home. I did sleep some hours in the flight coming back, but I was still very tired, very, very tired. And I had already told my wife, my daughter, like, oh, when I get back, you know, we're gonna go see what's up with the festivities in our city, because they were giving out candy to the kids for Halloween. They were letting the kids trick or treat basically on Main Street in the businesses. So it was very active. I've never done that before, first time. But, you know, being away from them for a couple days, you know, I was like, when I get back, but man, I was just walking and just tired. I was very, very tired. So once it was that time, man, you know, usually I stay up late, but I was like, it's 8. I better go to sleep right now. Knocked out. Woke up at 7, and I felt recharged. Felt great, and it's like, man, all right, I have to chill now. So now that's done, you know, like tonight too, I gotta keep it chill. I'm not gonna stay up too late. That way tomorrow I feel a lot better, and I'll be good. I mean, I feel fine, but still, I don't want to like overdo it because, you know, we were a little like staying up late because of the time difference. We were still kind of running on West Coast time, but obviously, you know, it wasn't, you know, so there was less hours of sleep, of rest, you know, a lot of adrenaline going on. But yeah, for sure. flying into the future and then going back into the past right there. But hey, Kevin, I'm gonna be going tomorrow. I'll be checking the mail. I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll do like an unboxing once I get it. So I'll keep you posted on that. Thank you, man, for getting that out to me. But yeah, I'll let you know for sure on that part. But hey, guys, I'm gonna take off right now. It's like 10:20 p.m. right here. But I gotta still just kind of clean up the space right here, get everything ready, and so forth. But future videos, I'm definitely gonna show you guys the models that I just purchased, the ones that I got at Acme. That's gonna be coming out. The coverage, the live coverage, is still up there on our channel, and also just the couple videos that I did. One of them obviously is this, and then there's gonna be another one, showing you there. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. I'm gonna be taking off. Have a good night, and let's see. Kevin says your coverage at Acme Live was dope. All right, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was fun, man. I had a really great time out there. So hopefully we get to do it again, and next year, bam, there it is. We'll see what's up. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna be taking off, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. All right, guys. So peace out. Have a good one. Good night. Later.